Hello everybody! Got a special guest today. I told you I would. She finally said yes. We just got back from Toronto After Dark and it was the late night showing. The sequel to ABCs of Death. That's ABCs of Death 2. Of course. Yeah. It's our first time out at the festival. First impressions of the festival. What did you think?
It was good.
Was it like going to a regular movie?
No.
No?
No.
What was the big difference?
Oh my gosh. That's a hard question.
Well, what was the first thing that you noticed?
People dressed up.
Yes, there were people dressed up.
That scared me.
Yes, that is true. Coming up, would you say up the escalator?
Yes,
or
yes,
the stairs?
The escalator.
Yep.
As soon as I got to the top.
Got up to the top and there was somebody dressed in a scary costume?
Yes, and I don't even remember what because he scared the crap out of me.
Scared you too much so you don't remember what it was?
That's right, I blocked it out.
Okay. Anything else that...
People had badges?
Yes, people had badges. Yeah, I don't have my badges on, but you've seen it before. But yes, back to ABCs of Death 2.
And programs.
And yes, there were programs and posters, but you didn't get a poster, but you wanted a poster. But yes, back to the movie and the review of the movie. Essentially, if you don't know ABCs of Death, it's they go through the letters of A to Z, or Z if you're in the United States, and for each letter they come up with a word, and then they have to do a short film showing a death on that theme. So in ABCs of Death 2, for an example, A was for amateur, which you liked.
I liked it.
You liked that one.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, and essentially it's sort of a... Well, you know what? I'm not going to go into each segment because it would take too long and it would give away everything because they're short films. So if I told you what was happening, you'd know what the movie was. So it'd be pointless. But it's nice. It's basically, I think let's see, who'd they get? They got Steve Kostanski, who's the director of Manborg. He was actually in attendance tonight. They got Chris Nash, who actually put together my favorite of the series, which is the Z series, which is Zygote. Yeah, it's pretty gross.
But I liked it too.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was squirming. I'm not gonna lie. It was
gross.
It was realistic,
really
and I think that's what really sold it. And as he put it in the Q&A, the reason why he did that movie was because I think it was from the original ABCs of Death, he wanted to do a better version of Eli Roth's segment, and I think he figures he pulled that off. So you'll have to watch both of them to be able to make your, form your own opinion, I guess. But yeah, it's got everybody. One of the ones because I'm a sucker for animation, Bill Plympton did one of them. Do you know who Bill Plympton is? No? He's an American animator. I'll show you some stuff afterwards, but it's really, really bizarre. And he did a really, he did, if you know Bill Plympton, it's no, I don't know how to put it.
Which one was that?
That was the two sort of squiggly people who were kissing.
Oh!
And then they started shooting body parts at each other. Yeah. But if you know Bill Plympton, he's one of those guys who essentially a lot of his animation will have, say, somebody will open up their mouth and then they'll open it wide open and then somebody will come out of their head. That kind of stuff.
That's similar.
So it's not unheard of to see it. Let's see. E.L. Katz was also one who did one. I think he's only ever done one movie, maybe more. Cheap Thrills, which was actually, I believe, at the festival last year. It is now available on video on demand and DVD and stuff like that, and it's actually pretty cool. I really enjoyed that film. So he did a segment on there. Larry Fessenden also did one. He's actually been doing a lot lately. And just look him up. He's got a lot of genre movies and stuff like that. You either like them or you don't. They're low budget. They're decent. I think was it Tony of the Dead? Might have been Tony of the Dead. Just did a review of one of his films for the 31 Days of Halloween that he's doing. So yeah, check him out on IMDb. Look up what he's done, and then check out some of his movies, and to get an idea of his style. But yeah, essentially it's It's all these small short films, which that's all they have in common is the fact that somebody dies based off of a word, based off of a letter, and they go through the alphabet. So yeah, if you like short films, it's definitely something to watch. I like short films by themselves. I don't know if I like a movie of short films, because yeah, you're not guaranteed quality the entire way through. Because yeah, there were some where it was just a little predictable, a little bit boring. You know, one of the problems with the ABC's death, I don't know if it's a problem, but they get people from all over the world. So there are people who are shooting movies who may not have all the resources that we do, say, here in North America or in the UK or elsewhere, where, you know, they'll have big film base and they'll have a lot of, you know, cameras and lights and actors and all that kind of stuff at their fingertips, and just people who are willing to donate that kind of a skill to make their movie. So yeah, if they don't have that and they're literally just shooting it low budget with the camera and that's all they have, and maybe they might even be editing in camera, who knows, but yeah, it's clear that some of these productions were a little bit low-key, didn't have a lot going for them, so you really rely on the story, and if the story happens to be pretty predictable and boring and unoriginal, what are you gonna do? I liked the Utopia, but I liked it because of the amount of like, they pulled off a lot with what they had. I was actually that vehicle, I don't know where they got that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I have no idea. There's a vehicle in the movie, and essentially it's Utopia. It's about a utopian society, and there's this crazy vehicle that shows up, and I'm like, is that an actual car? Like, does that exist? And they just put a logo on it? Because it was cool looking. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look it up because I really want to know. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you can tell that. I think it was Youth. Was it Youth? Well, you liked that one? It's like the Japanese one?
Yeah, I liked it a little bit, yeah. Because I understood it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could understand it.
You could relate to it?
I can relate to it.
And yeah, it's essentially no... Well, I'm not going to tell you all the segments. That's the problem. I want to tell you because it'll give you an idea, but if I do that, then I give away everything. I think there was an Israeli...
I didn't like that one.
Because it was... I think it had to have been from somebody from Israel. It just seemed that way. I'm trying to think where else. Might have been one from Africa. I don't know if they were African.
Then there was that the Inheritance one.
Yes, that was... Oh, I don't know what that was. It could have been Philippines. It was Asian.
Yeah.
It's definitely Asian. Yeah, it could have been India. Could have been somewhere in that area. Most of them, I think most of them were North America. There's the one from the UK, which was B. Yeah, I think part of the fun of watching these, because they don't tell you, you obviously know the letter because they go in alphabetical order, but you don't know the word. And I think part of the fun while you're watching the short is trying to figure out what word they're actually using as the inspiration for the short film. And some of them were like X was really obvious, unfortunately. Trying to think who else was really obvious. B was really obvious because they said it right off the bat. Badgers.
Oh yeah.
Right? It's like a nature show about badgers. It's like bee and badgers. I was really hoping it was going to throw like a curveball and be like, not about badgers, but maybe like baseball. It wouldn't have fit anywhere, but then, you know, that's part of the beauty of watching these type of things is when they go off in a direction and a tangent you totally do not expect. And I think that's one of the reasons why I didn't like it as much as I was hoping to, because there wasn't enough of that. It was very straightforward. I liked T. T was interesting. I'm trying to think what else was. Oh, there's one. I can't remember his name now. But he does stop motion animation. He does short films all the time, and it's all on the same similar medium. And I think it's like wax. He uses wax to make it, so it's very organic and kind of ooey gooey kind of feeling and looking, right? Yeah, it was pretty gross. And that's one of the things I like about him and his work. Like all the stuff I've seen from him, it's all in that same type of style. And it's just I love it. It's so bizarre and so it's horror, man. It is gross. It's like if you took Bill Plympton's animation, put it into stop motion animation, and then took somebody's like Clive Barker's brain and threw it in there, and then yeah, just took somebody who's like into like gore movies and mixed it all together and dumped it out on a table, and that's what you'd end up with, because it's not for everybody. But I love it. Sorry.
I didn't have a problem with it. I just thought it was a little bit gross.
Yes. I didn't even introduce you. I just said
really?
You're here. You're a guest. Why don't you tell the viewers your name?
It's your show. You do it.
No, see, I'm just gonna make up something.
What do you mean you're gonna make up something?
Okay, I'll be like, this is Barbara. Well, my name's not Rob.
What?
Leslie, meet YouTube. YouTube, meet Leslie. Put a comment down below if you want to see more Leslie in the videos. If you don't,
then
put that
don't
comment down below. Because she watches every single one and she will read it. She will.
I will.
I'm looking at you, Evan. Evan.
Yes, I read them.
Yes, she knows. She actually gets upset when you watch the video before she does.
A little bit.
Anyways, guys, till the next video, take care. Have a good one.